All right, Travel Diaries, Punta Cana. I just got off the phone. You know, you put on your Do Not Disturb sign, and they are very respectful of that. But then they just call you, and they're like, well, we saw that you have your Do Not Disturb sign on. We want to call and see what's up. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be disturbed. I feel like at the nicer the hotel, like the more intrusive they are. Like they just want to service, and sometimes you just want to be left alone. Anyway, big Travel Diaries episode today. One that I never thought I would be doing, but it's one for the greater good. These two hotels really aren't for me per se. I did have fun with certain aspects of each hotel, but if you're coming to Punta Cana, I don't care if you are a Punta Cana rookie or a Punta Cana veteran, you are going to come across these two hotel brands as they are heavy hitters, they're kingpins, and also you're going to come across these two hotels as they are pretty much the two most popular ones of each of these brands. So I'm talking about Dreams versus Royalton, and I'm going to pit the two entry-level ones, the two cheapest ones against each other. I'm going to talk about Royalton Punta Cana versus Dreams Punta Cana. Which one should you go to if you're coming to Punta Cana? And again, this is tough. It really depends on what you like. If you like the beach, you are absolutely going to want to pick one of these. If you like the pool, you are absolutely going to have to get to one of these. If you like the food, so on and so forth. You know, the crowd, which one's better for kids. One's strengths are the other's weaknesses and vice versa. So this one is really, really interesting. I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to talk about the rooms quickly. You know, the rooms are important, but they're not that important. It's kind of like Vegas. I mean, how much emphasis do you put on the room? Personally, for me, because I travel so extensively, my room has to be like my launch pad. It has to be my home base. So I need a really decent room. This one is undoubtedly Royalton. Normally, I would like to talk about how good the Royalton rooms are, but on this one, I'm going to actually talk about how bad the Dreams rooms are. It is the worst room that I've seen in Punta Cana thus far. They are drastically outdated, old, worn, undersized. You know, really not any outlets or plugs anywhere. The bathroom was like the size of like a matchbox. It was just so undersized. So if you were looking for a modern room, a large room, just an average or decent room, absolutely choose Royalton Punta Cana. Now the restaurants. The restaurants you're going to want to go with Dreams. Dreams has the better food. People were talking big about the food at Royalton Punta Cana, which actually isn't that good at all. Now, just on a side note, my food at Royalton Barbaro was much better, which doesn't make any sense because they are the same property and they're pretty much right next to each other. But if you are really big on food and restaurants and that whole dining experience, absolutely pick Dreams Punta Cana. All right, the beach. If you're coming to Punta Cana, is there anything more important than the beach? Arguably not. This one is a no-brainer. Not only does Royalton Punta Cana have the better beach between the two, not only is it a landslide, I think that Royalton Punta Cana, of the 13 hotels I've seen thus far, I've done 13 Punta Cana hotels in the past few months, the Royalton Punta Cana beach is the best one I've seen out of any of them. So if you want those teal, hyper-electric blue, tranquil waters that are really still and placid with great white, fluffy, soft sand, absolutely choose Royalton Punta Cana. The beaches up here in this region, the Uvero Alto region, which is where I'm at right now, they're golden and the sands are kind of dense and coarse. They're kind of rough. Again, if you're all about the beach, I cannot emphasize this enough, pick Royalton. Okay, the campus. This one is a draw. The Royalton campus is more luxurious and refined and modern. So if that is important to you, like that luxury component, you're going to want to choose Royalton. I actually preferred the Dreams campus, which is interesting because it is severely outdated. It's one of the older hotel properties in Punta Cana. I just liked it though. It was charming. The campus in general has aged very well. It was infused with nature, with like a koi pond and a duck pond, and there were flamingos out there. It was easier to navigate. It felt natural. So maybe you want to feel more natural and at home. Maybe you like the luxury and the upscale feature. It's up to you. But for me, campus is a draw. Okay, so I'm a big pool person. I actually am more of a pool person than a beach person. Blame me for living in San Diego for the last decade, so I'm just kind of over the beach at the moment, even though I visit the most beautiful beach destinations in the world. Right now, I'm kind of all about the pool. If you are all about the pool, you're going to want to choose Dreams. Dreams has probably one of the best general pools I've seen in all of Punta Cana. It was huge. It spanned the entire length of the property. It had twists and turns. It had narrow stretches, wide stretches, private parts, public parts, a swim-up bar. It was phenomenally constructed and designed. I don't care how big Dreams is. The pool was so huge. You're going to be able to find like your own spot and a private spot if that's what you want. So pool absolutely is Dreams. Okay, pool party. Even these family resorts sometimes like have a pool party later in the afternoon. It's typically starts it's like around 3 or 3:30. And for me, the better pool party, the better vibe, and I'll get to this later, the better crowd is absolutely at Dreams. Not only were the pools at Royalton severely underwhelming and undersized and just kind of boring, the energy was also off as well. So if you are about that pool energy, that pool vibe, that pool fun, and that pool crowd, you're going to want to choose Dreams on this one. All right, crowd. Both of these are family hotels, and they are predominantly kind of the same demographic, but one was more entirely families, and that is Royalton. Royalton, I'd say, was about 80% families, maybe even more. And I'd say Dreams was about maybe 60%, roughly around there. But the better mix of crowd was definitely at Dreams. You're going to find more couples, more groups, more singles. It was just like it was like a better mixed crowd. Also, I will say that the crowd at Dreams was more approachable. They were more fun. It was just like a better energy. I talked to so many people on this trip, and a lot of them said, you know what, we come for the crowd. Whether it's at Breathless or Royalton Chic or Rue Republica or wherever, they're like, you know, we come for the energy. We come for the crowd. If you are one of those people and the crowd is a big deal to you, between these two, you're going to absolutely want to choose Dreams Punta Cana. All right, price is what you pay, value is what you get. You're probably sick of me saying that, but it's the truth. Price and value are not the same. If you're going to choose price, this one's interesting because Royalton is the more luxurious resort. It is the more classy resort, and it has the better amenities, but it's much, much cheaper. I'd say, at least when I went, it was about 20%, maybe even a little bit more 20% or more cheaper than Dreams. So for me, that's huge because you're going to get the more modern resort, the more luxurious resort, the more refined resort, just a classy resort. And if it's cheaper, that's a really big deal. So price, it's cheaper, go with Royalton. And then overall, I thought the values were similar. I would say if I had to choose one, though, I thought the value at Royalton was better. Because again, to build off my last point, you are getting the more modern resort, you are getting the trendier resort, the classier resort. Royalton is better in some of the ways I've discussed, and you're getting it for cheaper. So I think for price and value, both of them go to Royalton. So this one's interesting. It's fascinating, and that's why I saved it for the end. One of these is much better for kids, and then the other one is much better for mom and dad. So mom and dad, how benevolent are you? How altruistic are you? You know, you bring your kids on vacation. You're a saint for that, by the way. But you want to have fun as well. So whose fun do you prioritize more? Do you prioritize the kids' fun and memories more? Or do you prioritize your fun and memories more? I know what my answer would be. I would definitely go with mom and dad's fun over the kiddos, but there are a lot of great parents out there who disagree. The Royalton is better for kids. There just are more kids there. The resort is better set up for kids. And also, Royalton Punta Cana is next to Royalton Splash. If you are checking out the Royalton properties, you probably came across Royalton Splash. You know, that is the water park hotel, all-inclusive, all-in-one, that is really set up for kids. And I believe you have access to that if you stay at Royalton Punta Cana. Royalton Punta Cana also has a lot of stuff for kids. There are events and a lot of stuff for families, so it is going to be great naturally. But I think the fact that it's next to Royalton Splash, which is one of the preeminent kid spots in all of Punta Cana, is a big deal for kids' memories. So better for kids, Royalton. And as you could probably conclude, the one that's better for mom and dad is Dreams. It's just a more adult crowd. It's more of a mixed crowd. It's just not all families and kids. The reason I say it's better for mom and dad is because Dreams just had a better energy. It was just more adult. It wasn't so in-your-face kids and families, and I feel if the kids go to bed or if the kids are off doing something else, mom and dad are going to have a lot more fun at Dreams. So that is it. You can see this one is split. And I don't have an answer for you because this really isn't my forte. But I did stay at both of these, and their strengths are glaring and their weaknesses are glaring. So you're going to come to Punta Cana, and you're going to come across these two hotel brands. You're going to come across Royalton. You're going to come across Dreams. And then the entry-level hotel for each of those are the ones I just talked about. Royalton Punta Cana versus Dreams Punta Cana. It's split 50-50. It really just depends on what you prioritize the most.